because, as I'm doing a lot more telemed and these kind of interactions, like I'm starting to notice neck pain myself, right? Just hunched over throughout the day. And it's great to have colleagues such as yourself who have a high level of skill when it comes to pain management, and especially when it comes to spine, that can help guide and help us out at this time.
Yeah, I think that neck piece is starting to be something that is pretty prevalent throughout. It hasn't just been with the context of telemedicine, but there's that quote unquote variant that's called text neck, that's been out there for a while with those muscle strains from just being on the phone and having that bent posture, which isn't necessarily optimal. And then whether it leads to other degenerative things or things that both myself and you can be able to kind of help with.
Right, for sure. Let's talk about neck issues. Number one, let's take the real basics. All right. I mean, like getting real down basic before we start talking about more advanced, cutting edge, complicated things. But if me as your patient says, Dr. Landrum, my neck is killing me. I'm sitting in front of this iPad, this laptop 24/7. What can I do to help manage some of this neck and shoulder pain that I'm developing from my occupation? Because I really don't want to keep on taking narcotics and anti-inflammatory meds. Help me out, please.
So I think we have a very kind of similar process about how we'll go after things like this. And the first is we don't want to make the assumption that what presents itself in an obvious fashion is the only thing that we need to identify and evaluate. So what we'll do is do a really comprehensive evaluation and physical to be able to get some clarity and understanding. I mean, I think most people would say if they went to their grandmother's kitchen would probably say, oh, well, it's probably because you're bent over working so hard. You just need to relax and massage it. But we don't want to take that obvious option as the only option, right? So what we want to do is to really get some insight about, okay, is that pain there constantly? Does it ever deviate? Is it intermittent in nature? And if it is intermittent in nature, when does it seem like it's worse? And those things make a difference, right? So let's say that the aspect of the postural piece with the computer and the iPad, you're off on the weekend in theory, and you're not really bent over quite as much. Is the pain better on those days? And so those would be the things that we'd kind of engage with and want to ask you either in person or virtually to kind of get some further clarity. And then the other things that we want to know is, so I'm assuming, and this might be a bit of an assumption, but clearly this pain has probably been debilitating enough that you've tried some other things to try to alleviate it. What are those things?
Yeah, wonderful. If you're talking about me specifically, okay. So right. I guess I continue to do my workouts at home. I haven't been to physical therapy in years, and I'm propping up more pillows behind my head as I'm sleeping now, and I'm still getting some soreness at the end of the day.
Sure. So, I think that there's a lot of things that are going on with that. And I think if we look at from kind of a potential decondition type state, I think that there's some things that we can do. And one of the things that you mentioned right off the bat was the aspect of therapy and having some time away from it. And without doing an exam at the moment or even going into further, which is what we would do if we really were kind of fully fleshing this out. I think that aspect of exercise and activity and really being able to make sure that those muscles are engaged and that connection that's there is robust. I think those are going to be kind of our starting points for pretty much every patient.